Good morning and welcome to Morning Coach. Today, I am so glad you're with us. Hey, it's JB. Excited you're with us today as we're ready to go rock and roll on this 23rd of December as we count down to the new year. Is an exciting time to be here. It's an exciting time to be alive. With that being said, this week is a little unusual. It's Christmas week. We've got some content for you. Obviously, we're going to go over some ideas today about tech, so you make sure you're getting your tech together. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. We'll talk a little bit about the book, but more getting you ready for Christmas Eve. Obviously, Wednesday's Christmas. We're all off that day, but I will do a coach cast, obviously wishing you a great Christmas. Day after Christmas, Boxing Day, a lot of countries celebrate the day after Christmas. We will be here. We'll talk about enjoying the holidays but staying on task. Again, another quick coach cast here as we get through the holidays. Friday, we're going to talk about staying organized with your tech. And remember, this is critical. It is the final Financial Friday, meaning that this is when you should be setting up your plan and really getting your ILD spreadsheet together, or whatever sheet you're using, or whatever system you're using to know your numbers. Really critical we get the 2025 set up. Of course, Saturday is Dr. Paul. We're running into longevity and anti-aging. I'll talk about that in a minute. And then on Sunday, we're going to talk about allowing some blessings in your life as we get into next week. Now, as we get into next week, we'll talk about the grape ritual. We'll talk about the song of the year and get you going to really get the new year started. Then we've got the new year. And then, there's a couple days we are going off. Like, we're just going to make this thing the best thing ever in 2025. We're going to be together. We're going to be rocking it. The thing that you need to be working on right now is your plan. It's Christmas week, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Right? I always say, we went to school and, we had to get good grades and we had to write well. I always call it a bestseller instead of a best writer, right? There is no perfection. What we need is some movement forward. And that movement. Let's get a 12-month mission, whether it's a North Star mission, a challenge mission, a strategic mission, whatever it is, it's a big goal for the next 12 months. What are you going to do so that as we get into February, we can go, okay, how did January and February go? Where are we at? What changes do we need to make? Let's make this year great. And so you've got to do your part. That's what you got to do. Get the plan together. And with our commitment to you, one of the big things we're doing is meetups and a new community. So let me explain what that is. So the meetups, it's a challenge for us to get people to come to meetups. It just is. A lot of people, are like, wow, do I go? Do I not go? We're trying to put some times together to help you. They are extremely powerful. I mean, our mastermind meetings are some of the best things going on in the world right now. Meetups are amazing because it's community driven and you can meet other people in the community. Everybody's got skin in the game here. And with that being said, I'm doing my first one with Dr. Paul. This is a live meetup. We're going to do one at night in January. We're going to do February in the morning. That way everybody in Europe can come, one time, and then all of our people in Asia and Japan can come another time. So we're going to flip it. I've talked to Dr. Paul. This is going to be something you want to attend because we're going to be doing longevity and anti-aging, and we're working on that new planner, right? We're getting that done, but this is something that is incredibly important. We've got knowledge like you wouldn't believe. The return on investment of your time to stop in and get your questions answered on health, longevity, and anti-aging is huge. It's huge. And it's crazy. It's one of those things just like financially. You don't really sit down and start working on it until it's a necessity. We want to be preventative here at Morning Coach, bring you the best resources in the world that will help you live your life. And again, that longevity anti-aging planner is coming. It's taking a little longer, but it is what it is. It is coming, but you're going to be able to then track your nutrition, your training, and everything in that planner separate from the Get It Done Now planner, which has a lot of health stuff. But this is a very detailed plan. I mean, it's what I'm using to actually look at RX stuff, medication you're on, supplements you're on, what are you eating, what are you tracking, how are you getting better and healthier. Excited about that. And then supplementing it with meetups and Dr. Paul on Saturdays. So it's a huge, huge benefit. You're not going to get this information anywhere else in the world, the latest research on anti-aging and longevity. and not only in the research, but me as a self-experimenter talking about what I'm doing that's keeping myself tremendously young and having great energy. Excited about that for you, okay? So look in the meetup area in the community. With that being said, in January, we will be launching a new community, much easier to use, better recordings of the meetups, better scheduling for the meetups. There's so much coming, okay? And for those of you in International Inner Circle Mastermind, new websites coming. So there's a lot of things happening. I'm excited, so check the meetups, okay? Next thing as we're going today, I want you to look at the tech that you're using. What are you using? We have people using Supernotes. We have people using Remarkables. We have people using Kindle Scribes. I have all those devices. We have people using the iPad. What are you using for your planner this year? Are you using paper and pencil? I don't care what you use as long as you're committed to it, okay? Some of you are in the challenge. You know how I talk. It's a 1-year commitment. You need to give it time. I personally have not committed. I'm doing that this week. I have the Remarkable Paper Pro, which is probably the one that I'm going to use, but I'm falling in love with the Kindle Scribe. I can take it with me. I can carry it. I have the new Kindle Scribe. I can keep my planner on it. It's smaller. I love the form factor. It works. So I'm up in the air. My iPad is obviously my second brain and what I'm going to be using for that, and I'm excited to talk about that in a second. But we've got to dedicate something. So let's make that happen this week. What are you going to use for your planner? Okay, where is your plan going to sit? And again, you can either grab the grayscale or the color and start working that plan. I would tell you that there is, as we talked about last week in the planning week, the workbook, which is really great at this planning. You go in your library and there is a course. I did it this year. There's new videos. There's new value. Now, it's very important. Look, I've been meeting with a lot of new people. Do not get overwhelmed by this system. This is 20 years of work. So when somebody new comes in, that's like I want the PhD. Look, it takes time, step by step. Do not get overwhelmed. If you're brand new, just listen to Coach Cast, start working in the planner. Do our metaphysical morning ritual. Take some time for self-care, listen to Coach Cast, plan your day, and work in the planner. That's it. You can get in the belt system later. You can go in the planning. Now, I will tell you, if you're brand new, do the planning. Like go in the library, grab the workbook, and do your plan. But everything else, and there's a lot, the community, the meetups, everything. I'd love to see you. Love for you to meet the new people. Love for you to hang out. But I also don't want you to get overwhelmed. And coaching programs, the number one people leave is overwhelm. And guess what we do? We overwhelm you. Why? Because I believe in value. And the other reason that I think it's different than traditional coaching programs, I'll tell you, is because we manifest amazing people. The majority of the people, and I'm going to say all the people that are here that are investing in themselves in Morning Coach are very intelligent. And now we're working on the emotional intelligence to add to that. The thing that most people haven't had is the structure and what's going on. So that's what's happening. So getting that going is what's happening. You know, we've got to keep moving. So in order to do that, you've got to focus in on, what you're doing, your plan, and just allow this to work. So I will overwhelm. Why? Because you're intelligent enough to handle it. Just realize the overwhelm. Just realize there's a lot here, and don't get involved in everything. And guess what? We're bringing more. I'm talking about longevity and anti-aging and new planners, and I got even more coming. We're going to be doing ILD this year at a level that I've never done it before. You can handle it, but get the basics in place. I have people here that have been 20 years. I want them to get the advanced stuff that I'm doing in my life that's changing, right? And as we work together, you will get it, and then you can help others, and that's what this is all about. And speaking of which, one of the areas that we really went into this year was Second Brain. It was a higher belt level thing. If you don't know what Second Brain is, that is your note system, and as what it says is Second Brain. Tiago Forte wrote a book, Second Brain, and came up with the PARA method. A lot of us are using it. It's pretty good, but it has a lot of weakness. And we were in our mastermind last week, and Jurgen said, hey, I've come up with a new Second Brain. Imagine that. Jurgen, genius, right? He's always coming up with stuff to help us within our system. He said, look, PARA is great, but I've got something that's even better. Then John Cunningham, he goes, hey, why don't I, there's a couple writers in here. Somebody want to help me put the manual of the book together? So John said, hey, I'll do it. So I'm like, great. So you're going to have this great conceptual Second Brain, which we're going to teach. It's advanced, but talking about helping and giving back, this is what's going on. And John's jumping in, and they're going to put together the instructions on a second brain that works with our planning system. PAR is great, but I don't move much past planning because areas and resources, it just doesn't work for me. It really doesn't work within the framework of our system, right? It's just challenging because it's not meant for our system. Now, Jurgen has taken this as a black belt. John's a black belt, been doing this for years. Jurgen said, wow, I got a different concept. Spent some time in it. It hit him, and he goes, I've got a concept for you for second brain. So we're going to be bringing that to you. Okay, January 10th, we've got a meeting, a 5-hour meeting in our International Inner Circle for our mastermind members. We're going to be really working on that second brain, and then obviously we'll bring it into the community here. John and Jurgen are working on a resource so we could get a book. I'm excited, right? So our second brain system is coming together thanks to the community. So that's the power of what you're doing. If you're brand new and you're just listening to this and going, well, I don't get all this, because we've got a great community. This is not a normal thing. We're not trying to go out there and bring everybody in. We want intelligent people who are willing to help each other grow and build great systems. This system next year is going to be even better than it was to start this year. And believe me, it's gotten much better. I am actually using the planner this year. I have not used the planner. Okay. I use it day to day. Like the way that I currently use the 24 is I wake up in the morning and I put my stuff down and I kind of write, and it's almost like the single sheet method. But now with the navigation that we've created and the team has come up with and the community's come up with, I'm literally using this planner as a planner on the Remarkable Paper Pro or the Kindle Scribe. I haven't decided the exact device. And reason being is I can navigate so easy and it works so well. Okay. And that was a big part of Vitas, who came on board, our Viking, who said, man, we need to fix the navigation in that thing. So it's really become great. So again, we're continually evolving, but don't get overwhelmed. As you work this week, you should be doing what? Working on your plan, your mission, your values, your goals. What's your vision? Who are you going to become? Watch the video that I did on that in your library. Get that plan together, transfer it over to your planner. Commit to your ILD spreadsheet or some form of knowing your numbers right now this year so we can go into January, we're off and rocking. Where are you going to keep your notes and your second brain, which we're going to be talking about a lot in January, bringing some upper level stuff thanks to the community, thanks to John and Jurgen and the whole mastermind that was like, wow, that is a great idea. Okay. We want to get organization in place, and then we want to get health together. And I want you to start thinking about your tracker. How are you tracking? I like the Whoop device. It's expensive. I'm not going to say it isn't. It's expensive. Every month's expensive. But I've been using it for 4 years. I got so much data in it. I like it. I wear the Aura Ring, but I don't really use that, right? Because the Whoop is working. I have it, and I always had it. I got the Ultra Human. I don't wear that. It broke. The battery didn't work. And then I have my Garmin Fenix 8. My Garmin is the latest Fenix running watch. That's what I use for my running and my marathon planning, right? So what is your health tech? Do you have health tech? And are you tracking things? And if you look at the new planner in the health section, as you go to page 2, we've got all the health stuff there. The HRV, your morning readiness, and you can just put it in there. Okay, and then you can go. And then the new longevity anti-aging or anti-aging longevity planner is going to be for more detailed training and work. And that's coming. Okay, so let's focus in this week on what your plan. I'm not going to get into your morning ritual like you got to get up, you got to do this. No, this is a holiday week. You should be enjoying this week. If you haven't had a chance to read the book, our book of the month, right? And Mind Magic, the neuroscience of meditation and how it changes everything. I'm enjoying that book because it's a different thought process and manifesting. That's a great book to jump into. And then just enjoy it because we've got Christmas and Christmas coming up all the way to New Year's. But we're going to keep creating content. We're going to keep bringing you energy. It's just you got to also enjoy your family and your friends. Okay, that's what this time is. But spend that quiet time that you have getting your plan together and dialing in what tech you're going to use for the next year. When it comes to January 1 and we're doing the grape ritual on New Year's Eve, you need to know that, hey, I decided on Remarkable Paper Pro, I'm all in. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get my planner on it, and that's how I'm going to use it. That's what's critical, okay? And really make sure we've got this plan in place so we can do some really cool stuff. We can move into ILD. We can talk about revenue. We can get into that 4.5% in passive income and really get into some in-depth stuff that's working, okay? So lots of love to you. Let's go make it happen today. It's a great week. It's Christmas week. You got to love it. And I'll be back with more right here tomorrow on MorningCoach.com. Go enjoy this week. It's going to be awesome.